Hello everyone, it's Spy. I just wanted to make this video to address the new tournament format we have coming up. So, obviously, since you're watching this video, you guys know that we've announced a 1v1 Timebomb Tournament recently. It's a totally new tournament. It's an open tournament, open to just about every community member, as long as you're not blacklisted or banned from a tournament for, external reasons. But I just wanted to make this video since this was a new format and there's a lot of information that might be a lot to take in for some people. So I'll just walk you guys through it and hopefully things make sense down the road. So starting things off, in the main server, the community server, I will post the server invite link to our P299 tournament qualifier service. This is our server that we use to, pretty much regroup. We use this as a World Cup, basically, but we're going to allow, everyone to join. They can, we'll just join and we'll be able to keep track of everything. It's just how we have it set up, and it's the easiest way. So when you join the server, you're going to have to register. We want to know your Roblox username and your display name. Keyword, username, display name. If your username is the same as your display name, you should put, just make your username for both lines. So in my case, my Roblox username is SpyAgent388. My display name is Spy. You can also go to your Roblox profile. This is your display name. This is your username. And don't mess it up, honestly, because if you mess it up, we won't be able to process you into the system. Once you have access to the server, you'll be able to, go into chat and you'll see other channels and you'll be able to talk. If you have access to the server, it means that you've officially registered for the tournament. So I'm going to go over the format of the tournament and how things will work. First off, you want to go to 1v1 format. So this is where all the rules are, how the tournament will work, how the format goes. So I'll just explain it, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. So after registrations close, we will randomly throw registrants into 2 conferences. After, a live lottery session will be held to decide who their starting matchups will be. So basically, when everyone registers, we're going to take the top 16 players, we'll put everyone on the list, and we're going to just divide them up randomly into 2 conferences, so 2 sides of the bracket. And then after, we'll have a live lottery session. And this will most likely take place on Saturday, January 29. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want to make sure that the integrity of the tournament is fair. And we don't want any corruption. We don't want anyone saying that we're rigging the tournament. We're going to have a live stream. Anyone can come and they'll see just how, the lottery system and how they'll be randomly assigned to their matchup. Anyways, after matchups are decided, registrants must contact and complete their match by the deadline, which will be posted in deadlines. So basically, once you get a matchup, you'll have to stay in contact with your matchup. So message your matchup and ask them when they want to, perform their match. And you'll have about a week usually to get that done. Make sure it's done within the window so we don't have any problems. So once you have your matchup, you can compete in a private server at any time you both desire, as I mentioned. You'll probably have about a week to just make sure it's done. In any odd chance that a player makes a reasonable effort to contact their matchup, but they refuse to respond, or they just don't have time, they just won't respond, they don't want to play, send us a message and we'll handle it, because it's unfair if one person is badly trying to, get their match going and finished while their opponent is just being lazy. No, we're not going to tolerate that. So make sure you have evidence. If there's evidence, me and Vale will review it, and if your evidence is correct, we'll count it as a forfeit on your opponent, and you'll move up within the bracket. So here's an example. Player A makes numerous requests throughout the week to play their match, but player B is always busy and unwilling to respond. So player A reports this issue to us. So player A is issued a 1-0 win and moves on in the bracket. So here are the rules. In your match, you'll play 34 rounds of 1v1 time bomb on the original map. No shrink, original map, don't... Make sure you just follow the rules, don't spice anything up. Leave the settings on default, so don't turn on anti-reach, don't turn on anything like that, just keep it on default. If the score's tied 17-17, then play an additional 9 rounds of overtime, like overtime time bomb. The user with the most points wins, and they'll move up in the bracket, and then you'll submit the result of the match and submit score in the submit scores channel. So here's a format, make sure you follow this format. Only one person needs to submit. So in this match, me and Vale played. We played 34 rounds. The result was Vale won the match 18-16. And that's all you gotta do. And me and Vale will record a score. And yeah, we'll just process it from there. Going back to the channel. We have extra information, so you guys want to listen to this part because we have some good suggestions. So we understand that there may be geographic server conflicts. So I know there's time zone conflicts, but this mainly addresses server issues. It's unfair if your opponent is on American servers and the game is also on American servers, while you're living in Europe, having to play at a disadvantage. So, this is what we suggest. 1, you can flip a coin to decide which server the match will be played on. Number 2, which I strongly recommend, play half the matches on your own server, play the other half on your opponent's server. If there's overtime, you guys can do that as well. Or, number 3, you guys can make your own rules with your opponent, It's really up to you. But if there's any conflicts, if you guys disagree on all 3, send me a message and we'll step in. And also just note that the first player that joins the server will have the ping advantage. So you guys can play on the same private server, but let's say Veo owns a private server, but I'm the first person who joins his private server. The ping, I'll have the ping advantage. So it doesn't really matter whose private server it's on. Just make sure you're the first person into the server. Also, we encourage that you can, you guys are allowed to bring spectators as long as they don't interfere. So we also encourage you to bring a friend to the match or to record the match to make sure that there's no conflicts, We don't want any dishonesty or conflicts. Don't make me and Vale go in and watch your match, Be honest. If you lose, you lose. Don't go out and throw a temper tantrum saying it's rigged. But like in this case, I'd recommend you record or you bring a friend with you to, witness. And other than the simple rules, you should also check announcements. Just make sure that, we'll post information in here. Oh yeah, and then the tournament bracket, I think we'll have around 32 players. I don't think we'll have 48. That's a little too much. And I don't think 48 people are interested in Time Bomb. But yeah, the first 32 or 48 registrants will be granted access to a tournament. Now I'm going to go to deadlines. So a deadline, there isn't much right now, but registration is open from January 22 to January 28, 23:59 Eastern Standard Time. The live lottery will take place on January 29, times to be decided. And then the deadlines for the rounds, they'll open up for a week. They'll be announced after the lottery, just to make sure we have everything all ready to go. So I'm just going to open up a calendar, 2022 calendar, because this is pretty important. Let's see how I zoom in. Oh god, I don't even know how to zoom in. But anyways, oh there we go. Okay, well that happened. That's good enough. Okay, anyways, you guys get the gist, so I'll open up a calendar. So, registration's open on the 22nd over here. I'll just use these tools. Registration's open on this day. You'll have from the 22nd all the way to the 28th to decide to register. There will be no late registrations. Like, we're firm. If you register on February 29, 12:01 a.m., it's being denied. I mean January 29. On the 29th is when we have the lottery. And this is why we cannot accept late registrants, because on the 29th, we'll have all the names ready to go. We'll have the bracket, preliminary bracket set. So the 29th is when you'll know your matchup. And then 30th to the 3rd, January 30 to February 5 is when week 1 will commence. 6 to 12 is when week 2 will commence, and so on as the bracket goes. So just keep an eye. I'll post a more in-depth calendar once everything is set up. Alright, so other than those simple rules, if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. For those asking, the link will be posted in the announcements channel on January 22nd. The prize will be a $10 Roblox gift card and 1,000 Robux after tax. If this tournament is successful, we'll host more with bigger prize pools. Other than that, I wish you guys all the best of luck.